Good morning, everybody. Is this mic working? Yeah, it is. So, welcome to the Egypt Day, and it is indeed a great honor starting with some welcome remarks here. And looking back exactly 1 year ago at the same venue, there was a big excitement. President Al-Sisi was here, and Dr. Sobki was showing the slides with the land allocation, and everybody was really excited because the feed-in tariff program was just started back by presidential decree in September 2014, and then there was the qualification process. And actually, exactly in this period, the award letters, there was not even a pre-qualification, but it was directly fast-tracked here to the award, and many companies qualified. And well, looking back to what has been concluded over the year, I think it's been quite an adventure for all of us, and I think many of us spent quite a bit of time in Cairo. And I think most importantly, it's important to say that a lot in terms of concrete results was achieved. Emergency power program successfully deployed in record time. Everybody said this is completely impossible. The famous 3.6 gigawatt. Dr. Sobki just told me that actually in 2015 only 6.8 gigawatt of new capacity was deployed in Egypt. That's really an impressive achievement. So, kicking off last January was the race for the land, as you all remember, and I think we went through very important steps. So the land has been all assigned back in May, April. Many companies, unfortunately, were actually unable to get the land. There's been a long queue, and then the second side is at Zafarana. The third one has been opened in Minya, just 200 kilometers south of Cairo. And then a few players have been signing mandates with banks over the past few months already. So IFC and EBRD have played a very important role, and additional development banks came in recently. So I think all of this has been very important progress. The development also on the sites has come to a very concrete shape. So studies have been partly concluded or being concluded. So now actually in these days, end of January, there is an important pillar. So in addition to the money, substantial amount of money which needed to be committed to get the land, the second phase is almost finished now with the cost-sharing agreement. So the first payment of the 30%, and then the guarantees to be provided. And we are talking about substantial amounts. And the developers, obviously many say, well, there's so much money and there's still so many things unclear. But there is a long queue, and as a matter of fact, these results are being achieved, and there is a consistent process, and it's really a very important development. I think it's safe to say that even a year after this talk and this excitement, in my personal view, Egypt is still the hottest, the most important market for this year and probably for the next year to come, because there are all the right ingredients. There is a professional management for the renewable program. There is a lot of top-down commitment, attention, tangible results. Financing is available by the development banks. Local banks start to get in, and at least with the ECA coverage, international banks start to get interested. There are even banks here from the region, from the UAE or from other GCC countries starting to become interested. So, and the macroeconomic story is just too powerful. There's a strong recovery since, well, let's say over the last 2 years or so. And there is a big market, big potential, 6.8 gigawatt deployed in 1 year. That's really impressive, though these tens of gigawatts the government is always talking about is not big PowerPoint numbers, but I think it is a realistic midterm target. One thing is also important prices are coming down dramatically. So there's the feed-in tariff track, but there's also competitive bidding. So we know about the record low wind price achieved last year by a French-Japanese consortium of slightly less than $40 per megawatt hour, which is very important development. And after a successful first phase on the solar feed-in tariff, I think we can be sure that prices will come down very significantly, like in South Africa in round 2, like in Jordan round 2. So this is also very important for Egypt, so that a gigawatt market is fast developing, and really this trust and credibility, which has already been built, will continue. So there is the feed-in tariff program, competitive bidding. There was big tenders, the qualifications announced. There's even a 50 megawatt CSP just back in August last year. There is additional competitive bidding on the solar side. Komombo, I think, has been going on for some time, but it's picking up momentum recently. So the second track is important. Third track is actually, let's call them semi-private kind of projects. Some have even a semi-merchant approach, like the famous 120 megawatt wind project Italgen has been developing to power own cement plants. But beyond this, I think generally what we've been understanding during discussion, there is really the willingness to create an electricity market midterm, really, so to reform Egypt in an important way. There has been a long IPP history, so I don't have doubt that also this will be concluded in a successful manner over the next few years. There is a clear plan on the grid side, so obviously for the giant Binban side, 1.8 gigawatt in the south, there is a relatively easy grid access. There's the 500 kV line coming from Aswan up to Cairo. So, but it's important to know that there's really a master plan. So Egypt has a plan also on the grid side. There will be a lot of other forms. So energy efficiency is a big market for sure. There's the smaller scale, the 300 megawatt solar program. And there is an additional pillar, which is the direct projects by NREA. So the Zafarana, for example, Egypt, well, Africa's largest wind parks, more than 500 megawatt on the Red Sea. I think we can all be very excited, and I think also the speed and the consistency of delivery has been quite breathtaking. And I'm actually very happy to announce the first speaker now, Dr. Sobki, and maybe just also a personal word. I've been also working and I'm hearing different things in other countries with policymakers, government representatives, and I think Dr. Sobki did very important work. And what I really appreciated personally was really the dedication, the personal dedication to make this happen, the availability, and I'm not joking, really 24 hours, the dialogue, really a critical dialogue, feedback, and the ability to listen when we kind of conducted this dialogue together with all developers. So I think this was greatly appreciated by everybody, and I think really the commitment has been amazing. It really impressed us all, and we're very happy that you are here with us today and giving us an update on the current status. And I think we will again spend a lot of time in Egypt. So welcome, Dr. Sobki, and the floor is all yours.